We're going to have a look at the mural at the back. Mural is the painting. The one at the back. So it tells a story about the evolution of mankind. We believe that humanity's journey began in Africa, and Kenya, to be specific, the northern part of Kenya that modern Ethiopia was where every human being came from. The earliest ancestors of human beings were the Australopithecus. They lived deep in the forest. These are them. Their hands were longer than their limbs, so they used to swing from one tree to another, but they could also casually walk. They were so hairy, that's an indication that it was very cold during that time frame. So Lucy, this is not the real Lucy. The real Lucy is in Ethiopia. Lucy over here is one example of an Australopithecus afarensis. She's 3.2 million years of age. Lucy is important in the study of evolution because she was the first one to start walking on her 2 feet. So she's our Eve in science. She's the mother to all humanity, and that's how she looked like. Her Ethiopian name is Dinkinesh. Dinkinesh. Yeah. These are the various skulls for the Australopithecus that were discovered over the course of the years. We see a change in climate. It began drying up, so that's an indication that the kind of food they were feeding on was dried up food. That's why you see the mouth of the Homo habilis is more protruded like that, because they had big teeth to crush the hard nuts. They were the first ones to make the stone tools called the Oldowan tools. These were the tools they made. The most famous one is the hammer stone. It's the one he's using over there. So they hit it with another stone to shape the other stones. And then they now evolved to the Homo erectus. Have you guys heard about the splitting of the continents? Pangea. Yeah. So when Pangea happened, the Homo erectus now began spreading out to various parts of the world. They went to Georgia, they went to China, they went to Indonesia. We see division of labor with them when they began. Women began taking care of the children while the men went out to hunt. They were hunters and gatherers in this group. They ate raw meat. You can see him eating raw meat, but they're the ones who invented fire. Fire was not used for cooking. Fire was used for protection from the wild animals and to keep themselves warm. This is the replica of the Turkana boy. He was found in Kenya. He was a Homo erectus. They made their Acheulean tools. Those ones made the older one. These ones made the Acheulean tools. These are still some of the tools they made. If you become keen, you'll see a change in the structure of the skulls. You'll see a change in the structure of the skulls as we move this way. This is the Homo sapien now. You'll see their skulls began having the round shape here. You've heard about the TikTok. Tell me you're East African without telling me you're East African.
Forehead.
Yes.
Here.
Yes. I was. You can imagine. I was guiding some West Africans, and I was telling them that we believe that the earliest human beings came from East Africa, and they were like, "Yeah, that's true. We can see from your forehead it looks like this." And we have big foreheads.
You can tell. You can see.
An airport. Yeah. So this is for the Homo sapien, and this is for human beings. So you can see how much alike they are. You see the size of the teeth are getting smaller. The jaws,
so
like
for the what?
It is sorry.
The upper one.
That one is for a Homo sapien called the Galana boy.
And then this one is
Homo sapiens sapiens. So I was saying, you'll see we have, both of us have the rounded skull, but the size of the teeth are getting smaller as we move downwards. This one, muzzle, it's called the muzzle. It's not protruded, it's like this.
Going in.
Yes. So the Homo sapiens now began living in permanent residence. They started living in caves. They started painting on the walls of their caves. Specialization began with these guys. Others became fishermen, others became farmers, others became traders. So they used the ostrich eggshell bead to act as currency. They practiced pottery and basketry. They made the microlithic tools, and they used the bone harpoons for fishing. We see cultural evolution with them when they began burying their dead with their belongings because they believed in life after death. So we can assume that some kind of religion developed with these guys. Everything, languages, everything began with them. This is towards the end of the Stone Age and the beginning of the Iron Age, and it's about 160,000 years ago to 200,000 years ago. That's like 2,000 centuries.
Wow.
Yeah. And then we can have a look at the biological evolution. everyone has heard about female anopheles mosquito.
Yes.
So this is the model of the female anopheles mosquito, the one responsible for the spread of malaria. Model of red blood cell for someone who's healthy and someone suffering from sickle cell anemia. So if these two people live in an area infested by this mosquito, this person will contract malaria and this person will not. In order for the malaria parasites to multiply, they need a surface that looks like this. This is the wrong shape, so they'll die out. Model of HIV virus, if both of them contract the HIV virus, the multiplication of the virus in this person's body will be faster as compared to this person's. Both of them have it, but his will be lower. So the explanation behind everything is that it is still an hypothesis. It's not yet been proven. Maybe this person who's got sickle cell anemia, his body has started to develop natural immunity against malaria and against HIV. If that is the case and it is proven to be right, and he manages to pass those good genes to his descendants, just maybe in the future we will have people who will be both resistant to malaria and HIV. You contract it tomorrow, you go get tested, it is not there. But it has not yet been proven. It is still under study.
So are these normal actors? Yeah, and they have their toes. Yeah, they have children toes. And some one toes.
These are the basic comparisons between the skeletons of the chimpanzee and the human beings. You guys can see the differences. The mouth, the protruded mouth, the shape of the teeth, the length of the hands and the legs, the feet, the way they look like, but our DNA has been proven to be 96% similar to them.
Not the same.
Not really.
No, sisters.
So this is the hominid room. We believe that Kenya is the cradle of humankind. Because of these fossil bones that you see in this room, they're some of the oldest to ever been discovered. So this is the oldest one that we have. It's called the Procancel heseloni. It was discovered in the year 1948 in Rusinga Island by Mary Leakey. So for the longest time, they believed that it was the missing link between the human beings and the apes. But after they conducted so much research, they came to realize that it was not. It was just a mature ape that lived on trees and fed on fruits and grass, and it was tailless. So it was not the missing link. They've never ever found the missing link up to date. And then this is the black skull. Black skull. The original color was not black. It got stained by the blue-black manganese at the place of storage. Its brain capacity is similar to that of the chimpanzee, and it has a more protruded muzzle. That's an indication that it fed on hard nuts and hard fruit, so it had big teeth to crush the hard nuts. And it's 2.5 billion years of age. When I say of age, it doesn't mean that it lived for that. It existed 2.5 million years ago. You understand? Like that.
This one?
Yes.
You've understood? It's not that it lived for 2.5.
So it's 2.5 million years ago from existence, right?
Yeah. And then this one, the real Turkana boy, he was a Homo erectus. So he was born through the birth canal because of the shape of the head. He died between the ages of 9 and 12 because of the number of teeth, they're less than 32. They believe that he was a boy because of the size of the pelvic girdle. There is the pelvic girdle. So the men normally have a smaller one as compared to women. And then when he was born, his brain developed just like us human beings. He learned how to sit, and then he started crawling, and then he started staggering, he started walking properly, he started running, and he started making some sounds just like us. So his brain was still developing, and he was a very tall boy. His height was about 5 feet and 1 inch. So they believe that had he grown to maturity, he would have been about 1.8 meters. So he was a very tall, around 6'4", 6 something. And then you can talk about the center, this one at the center. This is the most controversial one, the Homo rudolfensis. So this one almost disputed the whole Charles Darwin's evolution theory, because we believe that our earliest ancestors were the Homo habilis. So when they found it, some people believe that it was older than the Homo habilis, and it had a bigger brain capacity as compared to the Homo habilis. So it would have looked like we evolved backwards. You're supposed to evolve forward. So after so much arguments, they came to a unanimous decision that the Homo rudolfensis and the Homo habilis coexisted. They lived during the same time frame. This one is 1.9, the Homo habilis is 1.9. Some people ask what happened to this one. Maybe through natural selection, they were the weaker ones and they died out, and the Homo habilis survived. So we can have a look at the real life features that they had. These are the Homo habilis.
Very nice.
These are the Homo erectus. And then those are the Homo sapiens, these ones. You can see how much similar they are to us, right? Apart from maybe this one. Yeah, apart from this one. Yeah. So, do you guys still believe in evolution?
Scientific, okay, I don't.
Maybe the kind of question I was expecting you guys to ask me was why just black people? Why don't you have white?
White, exactly. Can you give us the answer?
We believe that the original color for everyone was this.
Black.
But we are black because Africa, we are in the tropical region. We receive a lot of sunlight. So we generate a lot of melanin, that's why we are black. So when Pangea happened and the Homo erectus now began spreading to various parts of the world, they began receiving less and less sunlight. So they began generating less melanin. Hence they became white. And then there was genetic mutation and they passed it to their generations, and now it keeps on going like that. That's why they become whiter and whiter and whiter. But we all came from one place. Black was the original color. Yeah. You want us to talk about?
No, we can't manage all of them.
Yeah.